Hello there. Welcome to Now Tell Us. Now, this is where we have people who come and tell us about their stories that give us some inspiration, and stories that educate us. And we are always having great guests. So, today it's no exception. And today we are not going to have a guest, sorry, we are going to have guests, not one, but two guests with us. And they have a very interesting story. It's talking about crazy socks. It's going to be a crazy story, I believe. But more than that, it's going to be an interesting story. So, without taking one more minute, I'm going to invite to the show our guests today, who is John and Mark Cronin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
Anthony,
so much, Anthony.
we're so glad to be here.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. And we are honored to have you here to talk about John's Crazy Socks as I see the poster just behind you.
Yes, John's Crazy Socks, right?
Right, Dad.
And what's our mission?
Spread happiness.
Spreading happiness.
Oh, our mission is to spread happiness. And to get us started, would love to know who is John and who is Mark.
You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, Dad. My name is John. This is my partner, my dad, Mark. We are John's Cricket Socks.
And I'll tell you a little bit about John.
Okay, we will be glad to hear.
He-
Tell us.
John is an entrepreneur.
Yes, I am.
You're a sock tycoon.
Yes, I am.
You're a public speaker.
Yes.
You're a philanthropist.
Yes, I am.
You're an athlete.
Yes, I am.
You're a dancer.
Yes.
You have a
Oh,
you have a girlfriend, therefore you're a boyfriend.
Yeah, I finished with it.
Very smooth. Huh? And you happen to have Down syndrome.
I do. I have Down syndrome. Down syndrome never hold me back.
And you can see John here is a lot of things. The Down syndrome is just one of those aspects. It doesn't define him and it doesn't hold him back.
I love that the fact that Down syndrome doesn't hold John back. Now, how is that? And today we are going to be talking about turning a challenging situation into a profitable business. And John and Mark are just going to tell us all about that. And where are you from?
Well, where are we, John?
We from New York, way other side of the world, and
Anthony's down in Greece.
down in
Right.
Greece,
Yeah.
and we here in New York, and we live in Long Island, in Huntington, and 45 miles, a suburb of New York City.
We're in the suburbs of New York City.
Oh,
Uh,
that's beautiful. Mhm.
right?
Yes,
And you want to share our origin story?
yes, Dad.
So, Anthony, our story starts in a small log cabin in the woods.
Mhm.
No, not really. It starts in suburban Long Island, suburban New York, um, back in the fall of 2016.
Okay.
You talk about challenges. So you need to understand where we both were.
Mhm.
Where were you?
I was at a Huntington High School. I was in school. I going to be in my last year of school.
His last year of school. So he's like everybody else trying to figure out what do I do next?
Mhm.
And what were you looking at?
I like a job, program, and school. I don't like the option I don't like.
He didn't see anything he liked.
Mhm.
Now, this is an unfortunate reality for too many people with differing abilities. There
Mhm.
just aren't enough options out for them. At the same time, so John's out looking, at the same time, my own situation, I had been running what was our family business. And for reasons having nothing to do with me, that business shut down overnight.
Mm.
So there I was, 58 years old, no income, no job. I'm an entrepreneur, which basically means I'm unemployable. And what was I going to do? So I was starting some new businesses. And here's John trying to figure out what he's going to do. But you know what? John
Mm-hmm.
here is a natural entrepreneur. You didn't see a job you wanted, so what do you say?
I want to create I want to create one. I want to make one.
He'll just make
Mm.
his own job. And what do you tell me?
I said I want to go business with my dad. A nice fellas that been together.
And that was music to my ears. Here was my youngest son saying, Dad, let's work together. And and to tell you, Anthony, when it was happening, I thought John was looking for my help.
Mm-hmm.
Then I came to realize, no, he was helping me. He was saying, Dad, I believe in you. Let's do this together.
Whoa.
So that was very powerful. So
Mm-hmm.
we had to figure out what type of business would we run together. And Anthony, I know you work with entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs always have a lot of ideas,
Sure.
and and some of them are good ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So what was one of your ideas?
A food truck. I got an idea from the movie Chef John Favreau. The movie about a father and son buying a food truck.
Okay.
Food food truck sounded like a fun idea. And
Yeah.
we
Sure. It
started
does.
thinking, what could we make? Where would we put the food truck? But we ran into a problem.
We can't cook.
Yeah, we can't cook. But then, right before the US Thanksgiving, which comes at the end of November, John had his eureka moment.
I did. I want to sell crazy socks. Why socks is fun, it's colorful, it's creative. I'll always let me be me.
John said, let's sell these crazy socks. He had worn these socks his whole life. We
Uh-huh.
used to drive around looking for them. So here's what we figured. If John loved those socks that much, surely other people would too. So we said, let's go find our tribe. And
Mm-hmm.
we went the lean startup route. We didn't bother with the very detailed business plan. We said, let's get something up and running and we'll let our customers know. Our customers will let us know, is this going to work?
Mm-hmm.
So we set up a website.
Yes.
We got a little inventory.
Yep.
Okay.
We're bootstrapping. So, we didn't have much money and you got to make do with what you have. So
Sure.
the only marketing we did was to set up a Facebook page and I would take out my cell phone and we made videos.
Mm-hmm.
And who was in those videos?
I'm talking about I talk about socks. Socks are more socks.
There it is. And then we opened on Friday, December 9th.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know what to expect, but we were very fortunate. We got what felt like a flood of orders. We got 42 orders the first day.
42 the first day.
First day. And
Okay.
most of those were local,
Mm-hmm.
which made sense, right? And so what we decided to do with those first orders?
Our home deliveries.
Home deliveries. We
Mm.
got red boxes. We put the socks in the box. And then
Mm-hmm.
we looked at it and said, this needs something else. So what else did you put in?
I put a thing in there about I put a candy
We
Hershey
got
kisses.
right. We got bags of Hershey's Kisses, the little
Yes.
chocolates, poured them in the box, loaded up our car, and we drove around. And you knocked on doors delivering socks.
I did. A customer loved it. They took a photo, take a picture with the socks, share it on social media. I went against a spread.
We had customers ordering again just to
Mm-hmm.
get John to come back to their door.
Okay.
So we tested the idea. At the
Yeah.
end of the month, really 2 weeks, we had shipped 452 orders and had $13,000 US in revenue.
Whoa.
So
Whoa.
we knew we
Yeah.
had something here. And
Yeah.
we had learned three things. One,
One, people want to buy socks.
people want to buy socks.
Mm-hmm.
Two, people want to buy socks from me.
They wanted to buy from John. They related to John. They liked that personal touch of the thank you note and the candy.
Mm-hmm.
They liked the fact we had already pledged 5% of our earnings to the Special Olympics.
Okay.
And something that caught us by surprise. We got some very emotional responses from people who saw John as an inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
That this was really important, watching a young man who happened to have Down syndrome start his own business.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned a third thing, because you learn by doing.
Yeah.
We learned that this young man,
This is old man.
this old man, we could sell socks. So
Yeah.
that's how we started.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 5.5 years later, let's see, how many different socks do we have?
We have 4,000 different kind of socks.
So when we started, we could put all the socks on one table.
Yeah.
Now we have a warehouse with 4,000 different choices, meaning John here owns the world's largest sock store. We have
4,000
we have
different.
shipped over 380,000 packages to 88 different countries. We've created 34 jobs. 22 of those are held by people with a differing ability.
Mm-hmm.
We've raised over $500,000 for our charity partners.
Wow.
And as John says, we're just getting started.
Wow. Wow. Now, if you're just getting started, I wonder what's going to happen in the coming few years ahead. What do you think John is waiting for you?
What's waiting for you? What's the future hold?
The further holes that are gonna change the world.
It turns out we're a couple of knuckleheads selling socks, but
Okay?
all we want to do is
I change the world.
change the world.
Yeah, I'm making I'm making change the world and making the difference, and it's a this is my dream come true.
So what we've done, Anthony, is we've created a slightly different type of business model.
Okay.
It's a social enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
So we have both the social mission and the business mission, and they
Mm-hmm.
feed off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
One doesn't exist without the other.
Yeah.
What's our purpose?
Spreading happiness.
Spreading happiness.
Spreading
We-
happiness is the purpose. Oh, wonderful. Uh-huh.
Yes.
And we define that with our 5 pillars.
Okay.
One is bring in hope. 2, give it back. 3, fun products you can love. 4, make it personal. And 5, make it quick place to work.
Right? So we define, we have a deep, abiding belief that we're all about spreading happiness.
Yeah.
If you walk in our office, the first thing you're greeted by a big neon sign that says spreading happiness.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere. It's on our website. It's
Yeah.
on our stationery. But more important, it's the criteria we use in making all of our decisions and assessing how we're doing.
Okay.
And we define it with those 5 pillars.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll quickly kind of walk through those.
Yeah.
Making it a great place to work. First, if we're going to spread happiness with other people, with our customers, and in our community,
Mm-hmm.
we have to start at home.
Yeah, sure.
Our folks have to be happy working here. They have to be engaged. And then we kind of break that down into 5 pieces. 1, offer people a mission worthy of their commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Something bigger than ourselves, something other than we're just going to go make money.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, we want to make money. John and I, we like to live indoors.
We do.
2, make sure everybody knows why his or her job matters.
Okay.
There's no make work, there's no cog in the machinery. Everybody's job matters, and you have to know that.
Mm-hmm.
3, put people in a position to succeed.
Mm.
Don't ask people to do what they can't do. We don't ask John to do our finance
Yeah.
they need. So when Nazira joined us as a designer,
Mm-hmm.
what type of computer do you need? Let's get you that. 4, recognize what everybody does.
Mm,
Anthony, you work hard on your podcast. You
yeah.
prepare for it. You're very thoughtful. Doesn't it help when somebody says, "Hey, Anthony, you're doing a great job"?
Oh, all
Somebody
the time.
recognizes that.
All the
You
time.
know, and sometimes it's just a matter of going around and saying thank you
Mm-hmm.
because our business depends upon the work that our colleagues
Absolutely.
do. And then the last piece, stay out of the way. Let people do their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Don't micromanage, don't get in the way.
Right. Because it's gratitude. I do for others.
Right? So that's making this a great place to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then making it personal. We're always looking to connect with our customers.
Yeah.
We're not just chasing transactions. We're
Mm-hmm.
looking for a relationship. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to build on that. You got to pay attention. You got to share. You can see that in our packages. So what goes to this day, what
Mm-hmm.
goes in every package?
We put in a chicken hour and I put in candy.
If you call our office,
Mm-hmm.
you're never going to get voice jail. You're going to talk to a person.
Yeah.
There's no scripts. We don't monitor phone calls. It's a human conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we do is about developing that relationship with our customers.
Mm-hmm.
And then three, fun products you can love. This cuts two ways. First, we can't just sell anything. We
Yeah.
can't just sell junk.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we sell has to be fun, has to spread happiness, and
I can be behind it.
John has to stand behind it.
Absolutely.
John's got to give it his approval,
Yes,
Yeah.
that.
right? Another way you can put it, everything's got to be on brand. Everything's got to be, fit with what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another part to that. We may have a strong social mission, but the business functions have to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to have a great website. We got to have great selection, great choice. We have more than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Products themselves have to be great.
Yeah.
We have over 29,000 five-star reviews. 96% of our reviews are five-star reviews.
Mm.
We offer refunds. We guarantee happiness. You
Okay.
don't have to send us the socks back. Just tell us. We'll refund your money. And yet our refund rate is less than 1%.
Oh.
And the service has to be great.
Mm-hmm.
We do same-day shipping. If an order comes in today, it's going out today.
Okay.
We do better shipping than Amazon. And Jeff Bezos over at Amazon, he's not putting a thank you note in candy in those Amazon packages,
Mm-hmm.
I do.
right? John is.
John does it.
Then, but then there's the giving back.
Okay.
John will tell you what are the two keys to happiness.
It's gratitude and to fathers, Dad.
So that drives a lot of what we do. The
Okay.
giving back is part of the gratitude. It's part of the more we do for others, the better off we are.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We don't think it's enough to just sell stuff. You got to give back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's baked into everything we do. We don't wait until the end of the year to say, oh, did we make money? Now we'll write a check.
Okay.
Started by pledging 5% of our earnings to the Special Olympics. And that was from day one.
Yeah.
And why the Special Olympics?
I am a Special Olympics athlete.
Yes, you are, right? And how long have you been in the Special Olympics?
21 years.
21 years.
Mm.
But we've gone on to create products that celebrate causes,
Okay.
raise awareness, and raise money for those causes. So, what was the first awareness socks we created?
And Down syndrome awareness socks.
Down syndrome awareness socks. And
Mm-hmm.
who designed those?
I did.
You did. And they raised money for the National Down Syndrome Society. But we've gone on to create autism awareness socks and cerebral palsy awareness
Absolutely.
socks,
I know it's Emily.
where pet rescue socks
I love those.
Mhm.
that all raise money and give back.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the first pillar and the most important one.
Inspiration and hope.
We want to show the world what people with differing abilities can do.
Yeah.
We start with John.
Mm-hmm.
John has Down syndrome.
I do.
We don't put him in the back.
I could be in the front. I'm a fit a business.
He's the face of the company.
Yes, I am.
We hire people with different abilities. So more than half of our workforce has a
Mm-hmm.
different ability. And then we want to show the world. So we create content all the time, videos and pictures. You're always making TikTok videos.
Yeah, I love to do TikToks.
Right? We have a Facebook Live show. What's that called?
That's pretty happiness show.
And we have a podcast now. What's that called?
That call it the Pretty Happiness Podcast.
Right? We're always creating content.
Okay.
We hold tours. So we get two types of groups coming in. We get schools and social service agencies. And we now do this virtually. So we have people coming in here that are local, but we've had school groups from around the world come and take a tour because
Okay.
we want them to see, look what's possible,
Mm-hmm.
look what's out there. But we also get elected officials and other businesses. We get business leaders and policymakers to come in and see because we
Mm-hmm.
want them to know hiring people with differing abilities is not altruism, it's good business.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we've done a TEDx talk around that theme.
Yeah.
We we do a lot of speaking engagements. So we're so grateful that you have us on your podcast because this lets us tell our story. But
Mm-hmm.
we've been keynote speakers for corporate events, 5,000 people at Microsoft or
Yeah.
3,000 people at Ernst and Young at different conferences. And we've spoken at schools and universities. Again, we do it in person, but because we can do it virtually, we've spoken at universities in India, in Belgium, in France, in Portugal, and in Spain, and in Ireland. And any way we can to kind of spread that word. And we do advocacy work.
Mm-hmm.
People, the business has given us a platform so people will listen.
Okay.
And that creates an obligation on our part to make good use of that. So we've testified twice before the U.S. Congress. We've
Okay.
spoken at the United Nations. We get to meet with elected officials, and we're always advocating for what people with different abilities can do.
Mm-hmm.
All that rolls up to John's crazy socks.
Mm. That's quite a crazy story. And I'm actually speechless. I don't have anything to say. That's why I've been quiet all through with everything that you're telling us. I mean, there are very few people who would achieve what John and Mark have achieved at this rate and at this point. Now, I was looking at the summary of all what you're saying, and it tells me that you've got a $13 million revenue up to now. Oh, that's
Well, that's not our annual revenue, and now we've exceeded that, but our
okay.
annual revenue is growing. It is a multi-million dollar business now.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, who could have imagined that someone can take socks and personalize the items in reaching out to the customers and make a story that is going to change the world. And I'm
Well,
happy.
that's
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
were talking. We were talking. Before we started the interview,
Hmm.
you have to know what you're about.
Yeah.
You have to really believe in that. And
Hmm.
that belief will become manifest in everything you do. So, yes, we sell socks.
Hmm.
We've gone out and counted. There are exactly 1 gazillion sock companies out there.
Hmm.
If all we're doing is selling socks, what do you say? Well, ours are better than yours. Ours are cheaper than yours. How do
Yeah.
you stand?
Hmm. You.
But we stand out
Hmm.
because of the purpose that drives us.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we're not really a sock store. Oh, don't get me wrong, the socks are great.
Hmm.
John loves the socks, and we share that love.
Hmm.
But the socks become the physical manifestation for the story and the purpose.
Okay.
And that's what differentiates us. And we want to share that with other businesses.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what you're about. You
Mm-hmm.
have to know what you really believe. And
Mm-hmm.
then you let that become manifest. Right? It's
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's
the world opens up.
mm-hmm. That's wonderful. And yes, the world opens up, and you are actually changing the world into a positive thing. I mean, when you and John come up, you have a challenge, and you've taken it and you've turned it around. I mean, there are many people who are able-bodied. I mean, they have their all their physical features on, they have their mind stable, but then all they do is sit down all day, complain of the things that are around them. But you've not taken that path. You've taken a path of inspiration. You've taken a path of making a change in the world. Now I commend you for that. You and John together. This is wonderful.
Where part of what we want to share. We
Hmm.
have no special talent. There's nothing we describe that is the proverbial rocket science.
Hmm.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
We want to share. If we can do this, others can do it too.
Sure.
But you're right. It's an attitude that says, okay, here's where we are. What do we do about it?
Mm-hmm.
You can't complain. Here, I'll give you an example. So you might have heard in 2020, we were hit with this pandemic,
Mm, yeah, everybody has
right?
had that.
And what do you do? First, it was terrible for our business. It
Yeah.
cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't cry about it. So now what do you do? Well, the first thing is, well, how do we adapt to this? Okay, so we move our tours online. We
Mm,
move our speaking engagements online. We make socks. What could we do? Oh, here's what we could do. We wanted to thank frontline workers, so we made healthcare superhero socks that raised over $50,000 for frontline workers.
mm,
And in moving things online, it opens up some possibilities. So
mm-hmm.
now we have school groups from around the world come and visit us.
Mm,
And then you look for new opportunities. So what else could we do? Oh, we could sell masks. It's new products we could
mm-hmm.
sell. We knew what we were about. So how else could we spread happiness? We started the Facebook Live show, which has now spun off and given us a podcast. And
Mm-hmm.
what do you do every Tuesday afternoon?
I, I hold a dead party every Tuesday at 3 p.m.
John hosts an online dance party every Tuesday at 3 p.m. New York time.
Okay.
Because what better way to spread happiness than to host a dance party? So you take that situation of the pandemic
Mm,
and you look and say, okay, now what do we do? And because we know our purpose and our values,
mm-hmm.
because we're focused on that connection with the customer, that shows us ways in which not only can we survive, but we can thrive.
Yeah, exactly. Now I love that because as people are facing that challenge, everyone around the world, there are many ways that people chose to respond to it. There are some who went complaining. There are some who gave up on life. There are people who, like you, and I mean, improved on what they were doing and looked for ways to change into a better position. And there are those who even started new things, like you just did with the selling masks, because that was the opportunity that was going on, and it was another opportunity to spread happiness and change and protect the world in a way, I would say. So that's good, and we like this message that you're spreading around.
We're very fortunate, right,
Mhm.
buddy?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we are glad that we are having you here. We are glad of what you're doing around, and we are happy that you are succeeding in every area that you have been involved in. What more than we wishing you all the best in everything that you keep doing, and the future ahead.
Well, we're we are looking forward. As John says, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
So we're always looking for ways to reach more people, spread more happiness. That enables us to create more jobs and to give
Mm-hmm.
back more. So there are a couple of initiatives we have.
Mm-hmm.
We are developing our B2B business of
Okay.
selling to other businesses. We make custom socks and gift bags and provide fulfillment services.
Mm-hmm.
So we've made socks for Google and Microsoft and big corporations like that, but also for people's weddings. And we have a charity fundraising program. So we're developing that.
Okay.
We're entering the wholesale channel.
Okay.
So by the fourth quarter of this year, which is coming fast, we will be available in retail stores.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that will enable us to reach more people.
Okay.
We are developing a program called JCS Champions that will put people with differing abilities into their own business by
Yeah.
giving them a business with a box, a
Mm-hmm.
business in a box. We're looking for people like John. They're not sure what to do. They can't find a good job, and they and their families want to create something. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to give them a micro business where they could go to farmers markets or craft fairs or events and sell our socks.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give them the training and all the materials they need to get started. And
Okay.
over 5 years, we want to create 1,000 new businesses.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but we're talking to hospitals about making socks for them.
Mm-hmm.
We're reaching out to an airline that making socks for them that they could give out to their passengers. Um,
Yeah.
as John says, we are just getting started.
Yes.
You're just getting started. And at this point, I want to thank each and every person who's been with us here on Now Tell Us. And I'll mention one, Dr. Mani here for Deraro. Thank you. She's saying, hi, John and Mark. Great to see you, Anthony. You always, yes, she's saying that we bring good content here. We highlight
Well,
all.
Dr. Federero, thank you. Those are very kind words.
Thank
Yes,
you so much.
thank you, and everyone else who's here with us, we appreciate, and those who get to listen to this show after we are through, we thank you too for listening. And please remember to share it with other people. And at this point, let me ask you: anybody who's listening there and wants to connect with you, which is the best way to reach you,
Where
John?
can people reach us?
I you can find us at Sean's Crazy Socks.com.
johnscrazysocks.com. You can find us there. You can sign up for the online dance party. You
Yes.
can hear or connect on the podcast, the Spreading Happiness podcast, though we're on all the podcast platforms. You can also find us on all the social media platforms. Just do a search for John's Crazy Socks. We're particularly active on Facebook. We have 245,000 followers there, on Instagram, and now TikTok. You love your TikTok,
I do.
right? You can find us also on LinkedIn, um, or you could email us it's at the website, but service at johnscrazysocks.com. Um, and we'll be glad to respond to any inquiry. If there's a way we can help people, we want to do that.
Wow, that's great. And that's a great statement. I mean, if there's a way that we can help people, we want to do that. That's coming from
Well, that's what's driving this business, right?
yeah.
The more we do for others, the better off we are.
Mm,
And
yeah.
we get to run a dream business,
Yeah.
right? It's the
Mm-hmm.
way it's the way we think things ought to be.
Mm-hmm.
We can't we have no excuses. We can't blame it on the board or headquarters.
Yeah.
This is how we believe in running a business and how we believe in treating and working with our colleagues who make this possible, how we believe in working with our customers and working, creating and living for the environment. or work in the environment. It's
Well,
very personal.
uh-huh.
Um, it's very personal.
Yeah. And we also have John, who is saying, great effort by John and Mark. Happiness is key. The idea behind, beyond the challenge. The idea is beyond the challenge. Thank you very much. We really appreciate
Yes,
that.
thank you, John. That's
Thank you,
very nice
son.
of you.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah. So at this point, we are just about coming to the end of the show, and we remind you to please connect with John and Mark by going to johnscrazysocks.com,
right. And
www.johnscrazysocks.com.
and John, do you have any words of advice you want to offer people?
Yes, Dad.
Exactly. We want to
I
hear them.
I follow your heart, follow your dreams, work hard, so you can do.
That's it, buddy.
Whoa, that's it, John. That's great. We love you,
Drop the
John.
mic.
Thank you. And how about Mark? Do you have some words before we sign off that you like the viewer or
Just
the
believe.
listener to always
You,
remember?
you have to believe. You have to know what you're about, and you have to know that you can make this happen. It's that level of conviction that will make things possible. It's not about the money, it's about your conviction and your beliefs.
Wonderful. So, to everyone out there, we've been having John and Mark on our show talking about turning a challenging situation into a profitable business. And that's John's Crazy Socks. What a day. What a wonderful episode that we've had, courtesy of John and Mark. We really appreciate you being here. And thank you very much.
We hope we were spreading some
Thank,
happiness
thank
with
you.
you and your audience.
Yes, you sure are. There's no better way to do it than just the way you are. So thank you and have a great day. Bye.